Welcome, dear learners. Today I am going to talk about on the topic India as megadiversity nation. Let's get started. India proudly stands among the world's 17 megadiverse countries, showcasing an incredible richness of life forms found across its vast landscapes. From the towering Himalayas to tropical coasts, India's unique geography, diverse climates, and long evolutionary history have nurtured an exceptional variety of species and ecosystems. This immense biodiversity reflects not only country's natural wealth but also its ecological resilience and cultural connection to nature. India's status as a megadiverse nation highlights its global importance in conserving life on Earth and underscoring the urgent need to protect this natural heritage for future generations. The concept of a megadiversity refers nations that host a majority of Earth's species and are exceptionally rich in biodiversity. These countries possess a vast variety of plants, animals, and ecosystems, making them vital for global ecological balance and conservation. The term megadiverse countries was first introduced by Russell A. Mittermeier in 1988 through Conservation International to identify nations with high species richness and endemism. Today, 17 countries are officially recognized as megadiverse countries, including India, Brazil, Indonesia, China, Mexico, and Australia. Together, these nations represent the planet's richest biological heritage and hold key to sustaining global biodiversity. India's biological richness is truly remarkable, shaped by its vast geographical and ecological diversity. The country stretches from low-lying coastal plains to towering Himalayan peaks, rising above 8,000 meters, creating a wide altitudinal range that supports countless species. Its climate diversity from humid tropical rainforests in the Western Ghats and northeast to cold alpine tundra in Himalayas further enhances its richness. India also hosts a stunning variety of ecosystems, include dense forests, open grasslands, arid deserts, fertile wetlands, and vibrant coastal and marine habitats. Together, these landscapes make India one of the most biologically diverse nations on Earth. India's biodiversity is astounding in both scale and variety. The country is home to 18,000 species of flowering plants and around 410 species of mammals, 1,200 species of birds and 400 reptiles, 300 amphibians, and more than 2,500 species of fishes, both marine and freshwater. In addition, nearly 60,000 insect species have been recorded, showcasing the richness of its ecosystems. Remarkably, India supports about 8% of the world's total recorded species, even though it covers only 2.4% of the Earth's land. This exceptional biological wealth makes India one of the most significant contributors to global biodiversity and ecological balance. India's vast landmass is divided into 10 distinct biogeographic zones, each representing unique ecosystems and species compositions as identified by Rogers and Panvar in 1988. These zones include the Trans-Himalaya, Himalayan Indian Desert, semi-arid Western Ghats, Deccan Plateau, Gangetic Plain, Northeast India coastal region, and islands of Andaman, Nicobar, and Lakshadweep. Each region supports characteristic flora and fauna and ecological processes shaped by its climate, topography, and evolutionary history. From alpine vegetation in the Himalaya to mangroves along the coasts, this incredible ecological diversity contributes profoundly to India's status as a megadiverse nation and a global biodiversity hotspot. India hosts four global biodiversity hotspots: the Himalaya, Indo-Burma, Western Ghats, and Sundaland, which includes the Nicobar Islands, making it true haven of endemism. These regions are globally recognized for their exceptional species richness and presence of organisms found nowhere else on the earth. The unique geography and climatic condition of these hotspots have fostered the evolution of countless endemic species. For example, nearly 53% of the India's freshwater fish, 60% of the amphibians, and 50% of reptiles are endemic to the country. Protecting these hotspots is crucial as they represent irreplicable reservoirs of genetic, ecological, and evolutionary diversity. India's diversity is closely intertwined with its rich cultural heritage and traditional knowledge system. The country's vast ethnic and linguistic diversity have fostered deep ecological wisdom, with many communities living in harmony with nature for centuries. Over 300 tribal groups across India rely directly on forest wildlife and natural resources for their livelihoods, medicine, and cultural practices. Moreover, India is recognized as center of origin of and diversification for several vital crops. For example, crop species including rice, sugarcane, millets, pulses, and spices, which form the backbone of its agriculture. This unique blend of biological and cultural diversity reflects India's holistic relationship with nature. India has established a comprehensive legal and institutional framework to safeguard its rich biodiversity and natural ecosystems. Key legislation such as Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, and Biological Diversity Act of 2002 form the backbone of conservation policy in the country. These laws ensure the protection of species, habitats, and genetic resources through both legal enforcement and community participation. India's protected area network includes over 1,000 sites comprising 106 national parks, 573 wildlife sanctuaries, 131 conservation reserves, and 96 community reserves. Additionally, there are 18 biosphere reserves and 75 Ramsar wetland, emphasizing India's long-term commitment to biodiversity conservation. India plays a significant role in global biodiversity conservation through its active participation and international commitments. A signatory to the Convention on Biodiversity, that is CBD, India upholds the principle of conserving biological resources, ensuring their sustainable use and promoting fair benefit sharing. The country also actively contributes to UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program, which recognizes India's biosphere reserves as vital models for balancing conservation and development. Furthermore, India is global leader in species-specific initiatives, hosting renowned programs such as global tiger conservation, elephant conservation programs, reinforcing its dedication to protecting wildlife on both national and international fronts. India's biodiversity faces multiple growing threats that endanger its rich ecosystems and species. Deforestation and habitat fragmentation caused by expanding agriculture, infrastructure, and mining have severely disrupted natural habitats. Rapid urbanization and industrialization further strain ecosystems, while overexploitation of resources such as overfishing, poaching, and unsustainable logging depletes wildlife population. The spread of invasive alien species often displaces native flora and fauna, altering ecological balance. Additionally, climate change and pollution are intensifying environmental stress, leading to species decline and degradation of habitats. Together, these pressures result in loss of biodiversity and vital ecosystem services essential for human survival and well-being. India has emerged as a global leader in biodiversity conservation, demonstrating innovation and commitment through inclusive governance. It was among the first countries to establish National Biodiversity Board under the Biological Diversity Act in 2002, ensuring the regulation and sustainable use of biological resources. India has also pioneered the creation of People's Biodiversity Registers, which document local species and traditional ecological knowledge at community level. Through its emphasis on community-based conservation and access and benefit sharing mechanism, India promotes equity, empowering local and indigenous communities to participate actively in protecting and sustainably managing their natural heritage. To wrap up with all the points, India's status as a megadiverse nation is a source of immense pride, reflecting its vast natural and cultural wealth. However, this recognition also brings a deep responsibility to conserve and protect its biodiversity. The sustainable management of these resources require a balanced approach that combines scientific research, traditional ecological knowledge, and active public participation. By valuing and safeguarding its rich variety of species and ecosystems, India not only maintains ecological balance but also ensures the foundation for economic prosperity, cultural identity, and environmental stability. Protecting biodiversity today ensures a healthier and more resilient future for future generations to come. Thank you for watching.